It's time for Everything Noob, your source for all things gaming.
Episode 80 has begun of the Everything Noob podcast. We have a full jam-packed show tonight. I'm joined this evening, I'm Vortek, joined this evening by Jemmy, Dreadlow, Dark Newt, and Drew.
Huzzah!
We're doubling up on Drews tonight.
We are doubled up on Drews tonight.
We got Drews coming out the ears, and they both use Yetis.
Are they the same person?
What you use,
Drew
man.
and Drew. Drews think alike.
How is it going, everybody?
Great, man.
All answer at once, please.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
It's finally started.
Oh, sorry about the delay for those of you watching live. Lots to talk about, though. Well, one big thing to talk about that everyone sent us links to it, and I actually found out the second it dropped because I was streaming at the time, and Twitter was getting updates like crazy. There is an almost confirmed rumor that YouTube is buying Twitch for $1 billion or more.
Wow.
If you don't know what
Yes.
Twitch is, it's a site that people stream video games on. So it's kind of a good fit for YouTube. It's a live streaming site for gamers.
Right, and it's super popular, even though I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Let's Plays and video game streaming is just such a fad, but it seems to be doing pretty darn well over the long term. So
I hear
if
it's
it
worth
is
$1 billion.
true-
It's a $1 billion business.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it really worth $1 billion? It is pretty niche.
Yeah.
It's a large.
It was, and now it's really popular. That's the key right there. They've grown too much, and they're like, we've grown too much. We can't keep up. Which, in my mind, makes me think, do you really need $1 billion, or aren't you making enough money?
Yeah, that's a
But
great
I don't
question.
know how these things work.
I think they want to cash out.
Yeah, it's all part of Google's, ever-growing effort just to become our single corporate overlord. I think they just need to have all facets of media.
They need to have
Well-
all the things.
All the things, yeah.
I don't think they're wanting to acquire Twitch in the way that they want to own everything. I think they want the technology behind Twitch's streaming. Because YouTube streaming, if you've ever used it, or even watched it or actually used it to stream, is pretty awful.
I've heard that. On the other podcast, on Drew and Dan Digress, I kept going, well, why don't we just stream it on YouTube? And Dan's like, well, maybe let's try something else. I was like, no, let's just do it on YouTube. And he kind of goes, well, maybe not. I've also, you were also saying the chat's really bad in the YouTube.
Well,
They
it
don't
doesn't
have
exist.
a chat.
Oh, okay, they
It's
just don't even
the
have.
comments. And then sometimes when you're done with the live stream, it just eats the video into the void. And it's gone forever.
Oh, man.
It's a ghost in the machine
You lost
just
it. Yeah.
floating out there somewhere. Oh, man. That sucks.
People watch Twitch for the interaction.
Yeah.
So you can't really have that on YouTube, which is why it's a good platform, especially if YouTube is going to make a hot button on their site saying, hey, gamers, come on over here. There's live gaming like 24/7, which would be helpful. But there's so many pros and cons to this, and everyone has their own take on it, and I can see both sides of the coin, and I'm very torn myself.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if this is actually legitimate. I know that they are, like you said, they're with talks. They're talking about it, but I don't know if it's actually going to go through. But it would be interesting to see what happens. I'm kind of the same way. I'm torn between, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Is this really going to help?
I
What's
think
gonna
no
happen
matter
here?
what, it'd be better if it didn't happen. I think if things stayed the way they are, I'd be happy. I don't think anyone would complain. No one was asking for this, so it's fair to say that even if good comes out of it, no one's asking for it. I think we'd all prefer it if they stopped.
Maybe they'll just have a hands-off approach, like a lot of other acquisitions in this space. Like, yes, we own you, and yes, you have access to our resources, but we're just going to keep letting you do your own thing. Hopefully, they won't get their Google Plus fingers in it too much.
Oh, they will.
You must sign up for Google Plus to comment in Twitch.
Yes, you must have a Google Plus account to be able to chat in Twitch chat.
That's what it's going to be. They're going to make us use our Google Plus to Twitch.
On the upside of that, Google Plus, in my opinion, is better. So it'd be nice to see more people on there, and it would be nice when I go live for everyone on my YouTube and Google Plus to know the instant I go live. But I would hate to be forced to do that, and I would hate that my people chatting would be forced to do that. Because I know a lot of people who don't comment on videos anymore because they don't want to be bothered with it. They didn't want to sign up for another social network. They wanted to just have their YouTube account and comment when they had something to say.
Small bright side.
But Twitch is
less
different.
trolling.
Yeah.
Twitch is different though. You always have something to say, whereas YouTube comments, you don't have to comment. There's not as much interaction on YouTube as there is on Twitch. So you'll be way more inclined to get that Google Plus account than.
Now,
know,
there,
man.
there are a lot of people that stream videos on there that use copyrighted music. And
That
I
won't
guarantee
happen
you
anymore.
that's going to be a crackdown if YouTube
man.
takes over.
A large percentage of the videos on Twitch are just going away and just
Yeah.
replaced by that sideways, emoticon icon.
See, like
they've got.
I'm personally like really excited for it because I don't Twitch that much, but I really wanted to get into it. And as someone who is a YouTube commentator, I'd love for just on my YouTube page there would be a button to go live and it actually be good, like not like YouTube's current live streaming. And I would just like for all my subscribers and my followers to all know, hey, he's streaming, and I think that'll make a better turnout than trying to regain a whole Twitch following.
Yeah, and Bojack, you were talking about that too, right? Where you would love to be able to just give a notification on YouTube saying, hey, I'm streaming right now, and then just click a button and go over to it rather than having to go through this whole mess of making a video and posting it while you're streaming and then having to take it down later because it's not valid or it's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
I was
No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I've already experienced that with one of the people I subscribe to. I got this weird message, in a how it's Google Plus and everything's all connected. So I get these weird messages. But I think it was an email, and it said something about this guy going live, and I'm going. And it's not from Twitch; it was from Google. So I'm going, "What's this?" So I clicked on it, and sure enough, it's already kind of working in that way with their current YouTube streaming, ability and stuff. But you think with the Twitch and all that stuff kind of being integrated, it could be a better thing.
It could
So,
be.
we'll see.
I like the idea of everything being integrated a lot. Like that's what we were talking about earlier with the other podcast. Is it's nice that I can create an event, a hangout on air on Google Plus, and it's automatically. I mean, people can click on the event link for that and be automatically taken to the live stream, which is streaming on Google Plus and on YouTube at the same time, and then automatically gets uploaded to YouTube. The full recording when it's over.
It's like
See-
everything's all.
Yeah, it's all there. So that's kind of nice. I wouldn't mind seeing that with like live streams of gaming and stuff. Like I miss Vortax live streaming of Minecraft all the time, except for when I log in for just a little bit to troll a little bit and then leave. But but it'd be nice to be actually be able to watch a lot of that later. I don't know if you do upload those Vortax, I miss them somehow, but. The YouTube sub box has never been the most efficient thing, so
Yeah.
maybe just blame YouTube for that.
I think if what Dark Nude's saying, because I kind of earlier Drew mentioned that I was saying, oh, it'd be really cool if it notified people when I went live. That was kind of my thinking when Dark Nude said that, because I'm like, oh yeah, I used to put videos up when I would go live on my YouTube channel to pull people from my sub box into my stream if they wanted to watch. But you're right, the sub box is kind of flawed. If this is going to work right, and if they are going to integrate Twitch with YouTube, then they need to fix the sub box, and they won't do it. They're just not going to because they think it's the best formula ever. And for the way YouTube works for the general public, it is a good formula. For gamers, it's not. It's not ideal for someone who makes a series of gameplay videos all the time because it shoves in your face people who are big. Or, it just takes the things you watch, and that's what you see when you log into YouTube. Your sub box isn't a nice real-time live feed like Twitter, for example. When you log into Twitter, there's no prejudice. It just shows you the newest tweet all the way down to the oldest tweet, and you just scroll through it. And that's how it used to be.
The thing is, they kind of fixed it with Google Plus, though, because if you Google Plus your video.
Yeah.
It goes on, everybody who's following you, it goes on their Google Plus page. They just need to go to Google Plus, boom, and your video's there, they can watch it.
But
so in a way, it kind of works.
If you're not following me on Google Plus, but you're a subscriber, it doesn't do me any good.
Right, but as a subscriber, don't you have to have a Google Plus account?
No, you can subscribe, you just can't comment.
I know. We'll subscribe to the Facebook method. We pay to distribute our own content.
Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you do have to have an account to subscribe. I don't know. I've always had one, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Facebook
But I'm
method.
just saying it's really cool because I Google Plus my own video, and my brother-in-law goes, "Hey, I saw your just latest video." I go, "Oh, you did?" He goes, "Yeah, it came up on my Google Plus." I go, "Oh, cool."
The
I
thing
didn't even
is,
know
though,
it worked that way.
is YouTube's so much more user friendly. So yeah, everyone uses YouTube, but to get all these people that are just casual watchers to to get a Google Plus account and stick with it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's I have 2,100 subscribers and 16 Google Plus followers. There's no way I could it's not the same. It just ain't working.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
go through Google Plus and try and find people to add to circles. And even if there are people that I know, they have like a picture that's 4 years old and they've never done a post because they just had to sign up for one point or another, and they just never actually go on Google Plus. They just have to have it to use these other Google services. It'd be nice if there was some kind of incentive to get people using it as a social network. Hi, Jen.
Yeah.
No, that's just me. I'm raising my hand because it's like guilty.
You're right. I know. I followed you a long time ago. Nothing. My
I
feelings
have
are hurt.
Facebook, and I don't
Yeah.
even really use Facebook either.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
That's the downside to Facebook too. If you don't use Facebook for a while, you haven't posted an update. Therefore, no one sees your update, and because no one's searching for it, Facebook will automatically, the next time you do post an update, not put that in people's timelines. So that's the Facebook effect, where you have to like, especially for
Facebook
pages you
effect.
like. It's not for friends feeds. It's different, but for pages like my Vortec Facebook page hardly gets 20% of the people who like the page because they want me to pay money to use it. So Google Plus is better in that sense. That doesn't do that to people. And Google has a lot of really positive things about it, but they have pretty crappy PR, especially as of lately. So people have this really terrible image in their mind when they hear, "Oh my God, Google's buying Twitch. Now what?" Because they've made some really big mistakes lately. So
I think with YouTube in general, yeah.
it could be bad. It could be really bad, or it could be like Darknewt thinks like a really good thing if they do it right. I'm kind of hoping they don't put their hands in it too much. I'd like to see a smoother integration with the Google YouTube stuff, but we don't need too much for that integration to be there. I think ultimately what I hope happens, what better happen, no matter what, is Twitch better get a nice functional site for once. The chat is always broken down. Stuff is always breaking on Twitch. And if you follow them on Twitter, you kind of see firsthand how much they're always panicking. Like, "Oh, we're sorry. Oh, this broke again. We'll fix
Yeah.
it. We promise."
Twitch the tech support's a very popular Twitter.
Yeah, because people are just use it to bitch at them all the time.
Well, from what I understand, their whole chat system is kind of the old-fashioned IRC.
It is.
System.
If you have
So-
an IRC client, you can just use that instead of Twitch chat.
Some people
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Wow.
Because it works.
That's what I
See,
did.
like-
I had Trillion
Yeah.
for a while, but
So I could just imagine though, if I was on my YouTube page and on the side of my screen I see everyone I'm subscribed to, and then like say 3 of them are live streaming right now, there'd be like a little red circle next to their name, and I could click on it, takes me to their channel where your channel trailer is now, you see their stream, and then under that you can see their videos and whatnot. And I think if they incorporated it, like I know Drew said, they may just hey, Twitch, do what you want to do, but we're getting some of your money, and you kind of just keep doing what your own stuff. But I would like a full, merge. That's just me.
So you want them to absorb Twitch and be like youtube.com/Twitch?
There's a big con with that, though. The one that a lot of people, I might be the only one afraid of this, unless you really think about it. If you look at Twitch's sub box, like we said a little bit ago, it shows you the content it thinks you want to see. It's not a real-time feed. Twitch is not prejudiced. When you go to watch, let's say you click Minecraft. It's right on the front page. Click Minecraft. It shows you a full list of channels that are streaming Minecraft, and the only reason a channel is on the top of that list is if they have more viewers than another. So it goes by the channel with the most views, and so on. So the channel with the second most views, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. There's no other reason you would see a channel in the top spot. None. You don't pay to get there. Nothing. It's all about the views and the people watching. That's it. YouTube is different. It's not about how many views a video has. It's just about what it thinks you want to see. And if Twitch had that system in place, newer streamers would have a lot of trouble. But newer streamers have just as much chance as anyone right now. But you're going to see that same exact thing where new streamers might as well just stop because no one's ever going to see them because Twitch doesn't know who they are. So they're not going to show anyone their channel. And if that system was in Twitch, I'm sorry. I'm going to Hitbox because that's just not happening.
That would be. I do like how Twitch you can sort by game. Like I don't know how they would do that if it was incorporated into YouTube, because you're sorting by channel and by YouTuber, not by what game they're playing.
Exactly.
So with Twitch, I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood to watch, some Smite, okay? And you click on there and you see everyone who's streaming Smite. Well, with YouTube, it doesn't know what you're playing. It's just a video, so unless they can incorporate that somehow, I don't know.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to click Minecraft and see channels you might like. No, I want to see channels from the top views to the bottom views, and I don't want to see sorting options either. Don't overthink it. Just leave it. Leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what YouTube loves to do. They love to fix things that aren't broken and break them. That's my biggest fear. If you were to ask me why are you so scared, that would be it right there. If that doesn't happen, there's not a whole lot they could do that would scare me. Even the Google Plus integration, I could only just see that coming, so I'll get over that.
Yeah, it's going to be obvious.
But I like my channel being named just Vortac. I don't have that luxury with YouTube. It's Vortac Vids with YouTube. And that kind of pisses me off a little bit. I'd rather just have my channel name the way it is. So if they did Google Plus integration, who knows from there. They might not be able to do it because Twitch is already established. That's the thing we can't forget. Twitch is established, so Google might not do jack with it because it's already way too set in its ways.
Well, YouTube was, and then they eventually rolled out the Google Plus integration, so you had to merge the two accounts and all that.
Yeah.
So they'll do it.
Yeah, and then you had
It's
to have
coming.
a first and last name, and you couldn't use we all have our own, names that we have, Dreadlow, but you needed a last name.
They wanted to encourage accountability.
I didn't let them do it. My first name is Vortec. My last name is Vids. They don't need that information. But
then they know what I tell them. For a while there, they were actually denying certain first and last names because they weren't considered. I don't know how they were able to tell that, but
no, I've seen that on Facebook too, where it's just like, this doesn't seem like a legitimate actual name, and you're just like, well, what's your frame of reference? Like, come on, just give me a break. So,
a lot of with the Google Plus integrations with YouTube, it's pushing so many people away. I remember a long time ago with a lot less, subscribers, I was getting so many comments, and now the average daily person has to go through so much. They don't want to deal with their Google Plus account, so no one comments anymore. Everyone's kind of shied away from Google Plus, so hell, I don't even comment anymore.
Well, the other problem is when you go to check your comments on YouTube. If you make YouTube videos, you've seen this. It hides some of them. It tells you there are comments that are hidden. I didn't ask you to hide those, and how can I unhide them? Like, what if they're
only the relevant?
Yeah, only the relevant. Like, you're a computer, you can't read what and justify which comments should be hidden and which shouldn't be.
Yeah.
God, it's like an algorithm running all this stuff, and it's just like, what? How does that even work? And
the Google beast.
Yeah, exactly. The Google in the machine. Oh God, dude, it's so ridiculous too. And I remember being a little frustrated because at first I was just like, okay, well, I have a Google Plus account, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, I'll merge it with YouTube and whatever. But then, fairly recently, actually, I went back and looked back at all of the the comments that I've made, and realized how embarrassing it is for my first and last name to be on some of those real juvenile comments I made when I was, a 21-year-old, drunk kid in high school or in college. Not in high school, in college. Yeah, like I was.
My embarrassing.
Right, that's really embarrassing. No, but my first and last name, my identity is officially on these comments that aren't necessarily the most appropriate things for my adult self to be saying now, and that could reflect badly on me now, even though I said these things years and years and years ago. So it's just like, man, I mean, if I ever ran for Congress, I'd be screwed.
Yeah, don't even get me started on like getting a new job and your employer's Googling you.
Oh yeah, no.
Rob Fort's doing okay.
Oh, you're right.
No, good true story about that though. When I first got back into YouTube recently, I got this comment. It was real mean, right? I didn't say anything to the guy, but I actually copied his name, put it in Facebook, and the same picture, and I could find the guy's Facebook, and if I wanted to retaliate, I could, and I seen everything about the guy, and I wanted to reply him like, you trashy piece, and I knew everything about the guy because of his Google Plus name, so it does hold you more accountable. Like I said, I found the guy's Facebook just because he left me a comment, like.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's way too much potential liability there. So I had to go through and just unpublish a bunch from my my feed, my YouTube comments feed, but they're still out there. People could still find them, which scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
I'm going to look for them when we're done here.
Yeah.
No,
Oh no! Please no!
It's time for the Judging Drew show.
Please no! Please no! Oh God! I can't handle.
We ban you from the internet.
Banned for life from the internet.
I don't know. I think we could just go around and around all day. Pros and cons, pros and cons. But this could all still be a giant rumor that just got way blown out of control. And just in case it is, and we've recorded this and you're listening like a week later, I just think it's a good conversation for what if. In general,
Yeah,
I mean,
what if?
What
I
if
mean-
it happened, even if it's a rumor?
I'd be live streaming more.
Right.
It'd be interesting, yeah.
I know,
It's
it's just
only a
me.
rumor now. Yeah, I mean, if it's only a rumor now, this could be putting a lot of ideas in people's heads about, well, maybe this is a good idea. So it could still happen before
thing is,
too long.
Can you stream using YouTube without, let's say, OBS or
Yeah.
XSplit?
You
So
just use
it's-
Google
it's not-
Hangout.
You use
Yeah.
the Google Hangout to stream with. So I'm wondering if this was to take place, if they would somehow be able to integrate a system where you wouldn't need an external software to stream.
I don't think that would be as good because OBS is a
No, it
software
probably
built
wouldn't.
into your computer. What you'd have to do is you'd have to like be downloading information to capture your screen and then upload that information, and then that information
right.
gets uploaded again, I guess, to Twitch to go live.
Well, YouTube does it. So, and also, you know, you got to also remember we have Minecraft can do that now.
Yeah, it can. You
So
can
it
stream
looks
from
like
in Minecraft.
something that they're working with, and I'm wondering if that might be become an option with
I
the
don't think
YouTube
so.
Twitch thing.
It might be an option, but I'm not going to use it. OBS is great. We're using it right now.
Oh,
for
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I
So you-
mean, I can do everything from it, and I can set it up however I want. I don't know how to stream games with YouTube. I don't know if I can use OBS, but I'm not going to use their system to stream a game because I don't have any control. Just like when we do the Drew and Dan Digress show and we stream it live to YouTube, all we get to do is like have our faces go back and forth, but there's no control other than that. We can't put our logo. We can't do anything fancy like we
Oh,
do
wow.
with this. Because
Yeah.
Right.
I have control. So right now all our faces are sitting on a screen, and then we have our background, and then we have the Everything Noob logo, and I can put whatever, and we have all our names. I can put whatever I want on that picture. I could,
That's
awesome.
and I could play music, and I could do whatever I want. I can't do that with YouTube
Right.
stuff right as it is right now.
It is very sure to bookmark our videos with a Google Plus Hangouts on air logo, though. Starts and ends with a Google Plus logo,
Yeah.
but doesn't actually let us use our own creative for anything, which is frustrating. So it's just like, well, we'll just have to rely on the profile picture on our YouTube channel for people to get some brand recognition out of this, besides Google brand recognition. Hangouts on air. Thank you, Google. Never would have guessed that that's what we used for this.
Yeah.
And it automatically tags your YouTube videos with Hangouts and Hangouts on air as well. It's very shameless product placement.
It's better than, then you can monetize it, and they can't, that's how they get their name out there, and you
Yeah.
get to make money if you go that route.
That's true.
So I guess it's okay. I've always been okay with that as long as they're being fair about it. So I'm not paying for the service. If that's what I have to do to not pay for the service, all right,
Yeah.
fair enough. I think it'd be cool to have an option to get rid of all that if you paid for it, but I don't think I'd use it still. Just for
Yeah.
some people who would want to get rid of it that badly.
Speaking of monetizing, Dan, I wanted to let you know I've racked up a whole 3 cents worth of ad revenue on Drew and Dan Digress's YouTube channel, and you're entitled to a third of that, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's awesome.
Maybe you can buy an ice cube.
Hey, there
I
you
made a
go.
penny today. Thanks, Internet.
Congratulations. I was just happy to see that needle move a little bit. It's like, what?
Another thing that is interesting too, YouTube has their own partnership service, and then you got all these. Another scary thing is you have all these companies that partner with YouTube and then partner people through YouTube, but they get a cut of that revenue. Twitch has its own partnership program, and they don't seek outside people to partner other people, which is nice. I would never partner with a studio because Twitch already holds all the contracts to those big game companies. They don't need these third-party companies coming in and partnering their streamers. And I'm just
Right,
wondering
and it's
how
all
what's going
part
to
of that
happen.
system.
It should stay the
Oh.
same. All those contracts should go untouched, and everything should stay the same. I would like to see people. I know people are against this for the most part, but I would like to see people stop using Pandora on their streams. It's not. I don't do it. because I know it's going to go away, whether or not Twitch is bought by YouTube or whoever. But it's so dangerous. I mean, imagine if like Pandora caught you doing it. Who knows if they might be in the right to sue you. I don't know, but I don't use any of that stuff in my stream, and all these people get away with it like all the time. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till you get it stuck to you because you're not supposed to do that.
Well,
I feel like it's not fair. I'm jealous, really.
Yeah, all I hear is about copyright infringement in streams and in videos, and how you can really get, I mean, you can get banned, you can get strikes or whatever YouTube calls it. You can get in serious trouble for that. And
yeah, more realistically, they'll just delete your account, but they could do more if they wanted, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But at the very least, it could really set you back if you were trying to be a serious YouTuber or a serious live streamer. So why would you roll the dice like that just for the sake of having background music? It's so stupid. YouTube has a free music library. Just find something, find a little pop beat that catches your fancy and play that instead.
There are groups out there, or like for instance, Approaching Nirvana and stuff like that, who allow you to use their music, and people seem to enjoy some of those. So
they have great songs. Yeah, You're stuck with that one artist, so you have a giant selection, but it all kind of sounds similar because it's one artist. But
there's another artist out there too that people are using that's doing the same thing.
There's a whole bunch.
So,
there's a ton.
Yeah.
I know people use Elysium, people use Family Jewels. A Monster Cat is, if you fill out all the paperwork, you can use Monster Cat in your streams, which is like a whole collection of different kinds of artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you just have to give attribution? Like, this is who did this song and, used with permission or whatever?
Part, it depends. I mean, Monster Cat wants you to fill out this paperwork, and it runs you through a lot of hoops. But in the end, it's worth it. You get all kinds of music you can use. You still got to pay for it, but you pay one time. You own the songs just like any CDs. It's not like a giant licensing fee. And it's cool. Like, there's options. There's a lot of options for people. And it's unfair because I'm going through all this work trying to find music I'm allowed to use, and these people are like, "Yeah, screw it, I'll just use Pandora." Like, oh, you son of a...
it's like, what the heck? Yeah.
See, I don't know if you'd be able to use it for your YouTube or for your Twitch, but me and Dan were under a partnership called RPM, and with them they give you a login to a site called Audio Micro, and it has infinite amount of songs that are all, what do they call it? They just I can use them on my YouTube, and it's okay. But I don't know if it's okay to use it on your Twitch, since your Twitch isn't associated with your YouTube partnership. I don't know.
It's kind of that's probably a gray area, honestly.
But maybe not for long.
Not for long.
That's one good thing to come out of it. Add that to the pros column. No more music gray areas.
So,
oh, man.
If you've been wondering what our thoughts are on it, though, don't worry. You can curb your links and stuff. That's kind of, in a nutshell, lots of pros and cons. And for all we know, it may not even be true yet. I think it is, though.
Right. They may just be having like a friendly back and forth sort of bidding on it. Like YouTube said, we'll give you $1, and they said, how about $1 billion? And that's the part that everyone ran with.
Yeah.
So they'll probably meet in the middle somewhere.
It's all thanks to this new CEO. That just came into YouTube. Honestly, ever since she came in, a lot of changes have happened, but they're subtle. If you go on YouTube's site, you'll notice every once in a while something else changes, but it's kind of small. Like earlier we were talking about it, and I said I really like the fact that there's some buttons in the top right now, or top left, I mean, that like the history of the videos I watch, for example. That used to be kind of hidden. I used to have to search through that. Oh, where's the history, damn it. Now I can just check the history and go, oh, that's the funny video I wanted to show everyone, and then I can be like, yeah, I saw this earlier. You guys might like it. So stuff like that is nice.
I noticed, remember when they made a bunch of changes, whenever you'd watch a video on YouTube, on the right-hand side, it would show you like stuff that's related to that video and also other stuff that maybe you might be interested in. And when they made the changes, it didn't do that anymore. What it would do is on the right-hand side, it would just show you more videos from that same person, or it would show you actual subject matter that you're actually watching. So you would stay within that subject. Whereas, like I said before, it would just I would start with watching a gaming video and end up watching a video with cats. I mean, that's how the variety of watching videos, that's what it was like watching on YouTube. and it wasn't like that. And then now it's like that again, and I like that. I like that. I can have
You get
a
to
wide
that one
variety of
video
viewing.
that it's just really weird, and you see the comments like, "Word to this part of YouTube again." After
Yeah.
you've watched like 100 videos in a row, and you're watching some guy with his hula hoop and his weird hat on, doing some dance half naked. You're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I made it to
Yep.
this part of YouTube again."
We're back in that
Yeah.
dark corner of the internet again.
It's called a YouTube safari. I'm happy they're back.
Yeah, it's
But
fun.
like the bad thing is you end up wasting way more time than you anticipated. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll just watch YouTube for 15 minutes because I'm gonna do something. 3 hours later, oh no, I've
I'm late
watched
for work.
way
Is
too
that
many weird
legal?
videos.
Right. That's not a real puppy.
Oh my goodness.
In
So
any case.
I want to make sure we get to our indie spotlight for this week. Neglected to do this last couple weeks, and there's a really good one. Link will be in the description, the show notes on everythingnoob.com for this. This week's spotlight is Doomed and Damned. And what I like about this game is a couple things that really stand out. The art style, really cool. Just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just this really nice cartoony, really stands out, very modern art style. And they pride themselves, it's a platformer game, kind of like Super Mario if he was, I don't know, a little more manly and heroic. They pride themselves in being a game that doesn't have all these stupid social features and there's no casual gameplay. It's just a pure arcade platformer. And it's really cool. I like it. I can't wait to play it. It's going to be on Desora here pretty soon.
It looks really good.
And yes, the website will be linked in the show
What's
notes.
the theme?
The theme?
Yeah, like is it dark and scary or is it?
It's kind of a, I don't know. It's kind of dark. If you watch the video, it kind of goes from like kind of, bright and a lot of like bright colors to a little darker, and he's jumping over spikes and he's fighting these like big hogs with cannons on their backs and they're shooting him. And there's it's kind of dark. I guess there's some skulls that fly around.
Something
You can
about
shoot those and.
Something about Doomed and Damned kind of says it's dark to me.
Right.
Yeah. Some of the,
It's-
but I don't know. The way I look at dark.
Hellfires or just dark?
If they really wanted to be creative, they should have bait and switched it. Doomed and Damned, a game about rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. If that's what you meant.
Bunch
No,
of
it's
like
definitely dark.
10-year-olds running around. Have you played Doomed and Damned?
Oh, it's funny.
Really stuck on that mermaid level.
Yeah.
Mermaid level.
Fantastic. No, I just Googled it. It looks pretty cool. Not a whole lot out on it on
No.
the internet, but
There's not, but I think that's the best part. It's one of those ones we can kind of anticipate. So expect
The
some
original
videos
Duke,
soon.
the original Duke Nukem was like this. It was a side scroller, and he was in a spacesuit, kind of like that, a little bit. So yeah,
Oh,
I can see
yeah.
myself getting into this.
that's right. Gosh, I forgot about that old Duke Nukem game.
You
Oh,
just kind
yeah.
of ran Super Mario through a badass filter. That would be this
Right.
game.
Yeah, I like the. It's almost kind of 3D-ish.
Yeah,
Lot of
very.
3D.
That's the kind of stuff I like seeing too in platformers these days. A 2D game with 3D scenery.
Yeah.
I saw
That's
it the
good.
first time I ever noticed that or saw it was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You guys remember that game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so cool because the characters are fighting and they look like old arcade style characters, but the background is all 3-dimensional. And it was so trippy to
Oh,
watch.
that's cool.
Like, what year was this game made?
Kind of like that
Isn't called
Mousetrap
2.5
game
D?
or Mousecraft.
Mousecraft's kind of like that too. Mousecraft is really nice.
Yeah.
So definitely go check this game out. It'll be linked in the show notes. Other news going on though. Dreadlo was saying it's more backpedaling. I don't know. I kind of saw this coming. But
It's more backpedaling,
the
man.
Xbox One took away the Kinect as an option. Now you can either get the Kinect as an option or not. And I remember them considering this at one point, but it's now $399 for an Xbox One with no Kinect, which puts them on base to be even with the PS4, essentially.
Oh,
I just
snap.
feel bad for all those people who already bought the system not wanting the Kinect at all and just
Right.
bought it because they had no option. And now here they are coming out with this. Again, this should have been something they should have started with when they first sold it.
Well,
Yeah.
but they made a lot of money for those people who just settled. Like, I guess I'll pay an extra $100. And from what I hear, the Kinect, this article says it too, the Kinect is 100 times better than it used to be. They've
But
made a
no
lot of
one wants it
improvements.
still.
Nobody uses it. I mean, seriously, they've
I've heard
put
good
it.
things. I don't want one, but then again, I heard some people say, "Oh, I wouldn't even. It'd be a crappy system without it because it so many things integrate with it so well."
Because they built the OS around the physical interaction with the cameras. And the menu system, if you have a Kinect, is actually pretty nice. But, like, no one likes the games that use the Kinect. So it's just this expensive piece of hardware nobody really utilizes.
Yeah, especially for gamers, yes. For like a old family who wants the entertainment aspect
Old
of it.
family.
The old
I meant to say old school
Old
family.
money.
Family of old people.
Just like the entertainment aspect of it, then hey, it's perfect for you.
Flicking through the channels,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
I
But
just
for the
love all
gamer, we don't care about the Kinect. We just want to play games, man.
know.
Xbox turn off.
Right, exactly. It's just a way for the Xbox to constantly be listening to you and messing up your game. The people, I saw a video one time, Dan, you might have shared this with me, where someone named themselves in a game Xbox Sign Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I
everyone
saw
was
this.
like, yeah, yelling at this guy because he was being such a troll in this game. Like, what the hell, Xbox Sign Out? No, no.
I saw that. That's great.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
But maybe add that to one of the reasons why maybe you buy the system without the Kinect. So
There's
Yeah.
another
Big Brother
trolley.
isn't listening.
Oh my God! You just reminded me of another really trolly video out there. You guys, I'll try to find it and put it in the show notes if I remember. There's this guy playing the new NBA game for PS4.
Oh yeah.
And he's playing this game, and he gets super mad, and he's about to rage quit. He's screaming all kinds of cuss words at this call the ref made or something in his basketball game. And then something pops up on the screen that says he has a 5-minute penalty for cussing.
Yeah, technical foul for bad language.
Oh,
And he
Gotta be
lost
kidding.
his
dude.
mind.
He's like,
That's
what? This is mine.
crazy.
I paid $400 for this.
That was brilliant. Technical foul for bad language.
That's funny.
That was brilliant.
I like it on multiplayer. If that was on single player, I might get a little mad.
Sounded like it
Yeah.
wasn't single player. Oh, man. The guy was raging so hard. It made me laugh, though. I almost fell out of my chair with that. I'm like, no way. I thought it was
So
awesome.
brilliant.
I thought it was such a cool feature. I mean, it's
So-
kind of realistic.
Right. So it does integrate with some things pretty well, but at the same time, it's kind of nice that they added that option. I don't know. I'm still kind of a PlayStation guy myself. I don't know if this will sway me towards Xbox.
It really won't for me. Another piece of Xbox news that was released is Halo 5 was announced. Halo
Ooh.
5 Guardians. So
Halo 8.
Halo 8. People are obviously the people who didn't jump ship right away. Now you have the cheaper Xbox and the new Halo. It's very, very enticing for people like me who are Halo fans, but I've made peace with the fact I don't want to play Halo anymore. I
Right.
made peace with that when Halo 3 came out and it was supposed to be the last one featuring Master Chief. I'm like, I guess the rest of them are going to be junk from here. And Halo 4, I got it. It was a lot of fun for the time I played it, but I didn't play it for that long. It didn't hold my attention for as long as the previous Halos did. And I think that just goes to show that I'm not really a console gamer anymore. So I got Titanfall, and Titanfall's really awesome.
Well
Kind of my
done.
Halo sci-fi shooter fix.
Yeah.
I'd
you go.
consider an Xbox One now.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, I would. Like, if I was going to get one, I'd consider it now.
I,
Because no Connect, and it's $100 cheaper. And they changed to Xbox Live Gold. So now I can watch Netflix and stuff without the gold account.
Oh, did they change that?
So
Yes.
So-
Thank
so
goodness. That was
she's
ridiculous.
she's the example here of what's going to happen. Is basically all these people who are against Xbox are now going to start turning towards it again, and this is what the Microsoft was hoping.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm not saying I would buy it, but I'm just saying I feel like it's a more viable option. I
The
feel
thing
like
is-
PlayStation 4 will still have more games that I would be interested in, though.
See,
Yeah.
surprisingly, I heard a lot of people when both consoles came out saying, "Oh, you know, I can't really afford the Xbox, but the PlayStation 4 is a little bit cheaper. I'll buy that." But if Xbox or Microsoft would have came up with this idea, this brilliant idea, in the beginning, their sales probably could have, you know, maybe not been doubled, but it could have been quite a bit.
Because they're very, very, very
We got this innovative idea.
units, you know,
I see
PS4
why
and
they
the
did it.
Xbox are.
I get it. I mean, you look at all the people who did pay $600. They wanted their new Xbox, so you targeted them first, which was smart. Because the people who were like, oh man, I really don't want an Xbox now. It's way too expensive. I'll get the PlayStation. Now they're dangling the stuff in front of you. Ooh, new Halo and cheaper Xbox. So
Yeah, man.
now you could still get those
actually-
people. It's been a while. It's been months. Now these people have had more paychecks come in. They might have the money to drop on an Xbox with the new Halo. So
See,
it's not a bad strategy.
It's very unethical, though.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
I think you.
Come on.
I think you may have actually cracked their long-term business strategy. Is you get the early adopters with the more expensive package because early adopters are willing to pay it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and then you get the holdouts later with a $100 price cut. That's basically what it is. It's a $100 price cut on a current gen console.
Yeah,
That's
true.
kind of huge. So maybe
Funny thing
that's
is,
what.
though, is you're saving this money, but at the same time they're throwing in Halo 5, so you're going to be spending the same amount of money anyways. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
getting a game, but it's like, hey,
They have to at least
Then,
Save
then,
money on
the
Xbox.
next thing they're going to do is they're going to offer Halo 5 as a bundle package for the same price.
They
Right,
did with
yeah.
Titanfall. They lowered the price of the Xbox and gave you Titanfall for quote-unquote free with a bundle. And they've always done that. They've done that since Xbox 360 or Xbox Original for that matter. So this isn't that surprising. None of this, it's all just history repeating itself, but I still think that this time around PlayStation if they didn't win, they're doing much better than they were before, the PlayStation 4 versus the PlayStation 3. And they're a great console. I don't have enough reason to buy an Xbox because I refuse to buy a console now for one game, and in this case it would be Halo. I'm not going to buy a whole console for one game anymore. I'm over it. I got Titanfall. I could probably count on two hands how many hours I've put into Titanfall because there's so many freaking games I play between all the new indie titles and the AAA titles. So
They're all over the place.
it's hard to justify a whole console purchase for one freaking game. I don't care if the console cut $300 off the price tag. I can't justify a whole unit, a whole thing. I can't. Well, I guess now I can stream off of it. That wasn't out for a while, but I don't know. That point's gone.
I know what you're saying though, because and it's silly because a lot of people, that's all the motivation they need is that one game. You know, Titanfall, a huge Microsoft exclusive. I mean, you're never going to see that on PlayStation. And for some, I mean, I've talked to so many people, coworkers and friends and everything. Yeah, I'm getting Xbox because Titanfall. And what else? Well, Titanfall.
It came out on 360 and it was the same game. Less graphics doesn't run as better. Same game.
Well, you can get it on PC now, right?
Well, of course,
Yeah.
That's what I did. And guess what? I plugged in my Xbox controller because Microsoft likes to
There you
integrate
go.
their products. So I did.
Of
It was like
course.
I was playing it on my Xbox.
Take advantage. Take advantage, man.
Done.
but you
Meanwhile-
didn't have your Connect.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my Xbox has been collecting dust forever. I don't even remember the last time I turned it on.
You know, you
Yeah.
could probably get a third-party software that does the same thing as Xbox, with the Xbox One turn off, or something stupid like that.
Actually, Windows. I don't know if it's a Windows thing or a third-party thing, like you're saying. I know my dad uses it though. There's a voice
in their
activation.
accessibility. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have probably in
You
their
can-
accessibility
You could
features.
set all that up, and you could have a voice-activated computer if you so desire. That's been around for a while. That's nothing new.
Oh yeah. It's not new. They just make it shiny and bring it to the front of everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's been around for a long time for people who can't see.
Right.
And now there are people who are just lazy are like, I want that.
Yeah, it's like it's something that's
Exactly.
a technology that we've had 20 years ago. But no,
Yeah.
not that long ago. But I
They've
mean,
been
it's
making
an
leaps
old
and bounds,
technology
though.
that they're bringing back, and they're saying, yeah, this is all brand new.
Books on tape have been around for a while, but
Yeah.
now everyone listens to audiobooks.
It's
'Cause
crazy.
Who
huh?
can be bothered to read?
And they all say they read the book. You notice that?
Right. Oh, yeah, I read that on the audiobook. I read the audiobook.
I read that.
But it's weird to say you listen to an audiobook or like I listened to that book. Like when
I
somebody's
heard-
talking about reading it.
I heard that.
Oh, I
book.
listened to that one.
Yeah, I heard that book. That
Oh,
that
you
might be
heard
a
of
good
that book? No, I heard.
one. I heard it. I listened to it in the car.
Over the course of a week.
Yeah. Oh man, I record audiobooks. Anyway.
Oh, that's true.
I'm Drew, and I record audiobooks.
It's
we all
true.
know you have a problem.
You can listen while you do the shopping. And You can listen with your eyes,
No one,
open or closed.
no one knows what you're talking about.
You do.
I do.
So Dan did a promotional video for the audio company we work for, and it's written a little bit colloquially awkward, and it's because it's written for an international audience. But for us, it's like, listen while you do the shopping.
The listen with your eyes one was pretty funny.
Yeah, you did put a nice pause in that. Listen with your eyes, open or closed. That doesn't make sense, but Dan sounds so compelling that I'm still going to do it.
Have to buy this product.
Right. So I understand. It was just funny to hear Dan reading it that way.
They told me that's what they wanted. All
Yeah,
right.
no, I'm saying because it's being marketed worldwide, so I get it. So easily translatable and stuff like that. But it's just funny to listen to.
It's funny.
In any case,
Anyway.
we record audiobooks.
Well, anyway, going back to Halo 5. Along with this Halo 5 news, there's something kind of cool for you Minecraft Xbox users. They're giving you guys a DLC, a Halo 5 themed, or Halo themed rather, DLC. A whole bunch of textures for the game and skins, all Halo related. And some of the screenshots they have, we'll link it in the show notes. Actually, some pretty cool stuff that was built with all these Halo textures. And it really, this time changes the look of Minecraft. If you take the texture pack, the skins, and then combined it with the map that has the Halo ring around it, it's kind of cool. So I recommend at least checking it out. Even if you don't play Minecraft on the Xbox, I'd recommend kind of looking at the pictures, because that's one thing that's kind of neat. At least they're doing something for the Xbox people who can't mod the game, via PC or anything. So I just thought I'd point that out too. But I have nothing against Halo. I more or less just have something against Microsoft and PlayStation owning two consoles when I have so many games on the PC I haven't even touched. I mean, we've talked about our piles of shame on Steam before.
Oh yeah.
I've been noticing a lot of Xbox Minecrafts on YouTube.
Yeah.
And them being streamed. I don't know why, but there's a lot of people, and you can tell that's what it is, because when they go to their inventory and stuff, it's obvious.
They have that nice
I've been
little
noticing that a
hand-holding
lot
crafting
lately.
system.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are playing it.
I've been getting kind of annoyed, actually. I've been streaming Minecraft on my PC for a while, and recently people have been coming in my chat, new people, and typing, "Oh, is this on Xbox?" What indicates
No.
that this is on
Okay.
Xbox?
Sorry. Bye.
Yeah, like
get out.
where in the and it's happened several times now. It's not just one instance. It's happened a number of times in various different streams I've done. Just, oh, is this on Xbox? No,
It's the same game. It's a better game on PC. You're not going to hit the edge of the world 5 minutes into playing it.
I'm wondering if these people on Xbox don't really know that it does exist on PC, because they're not part of that world.
Some
See?
might
They
not.
have to. It's too big of a thing not to realize that.
Well,
Yeah.
if they don't, one friend is going to say, "Oh, you haven't heard of Minecraft? Yeah, it's been on PC forever." But
Yeah.
but I know console gamers that are completely ignorant to PC. I used to be. I used to not know anything about PC games. Nothing. I used to know that Battlefield was on it, and that was it. Oh, people play Battlefield on that thing.
Yeah, that's all it was. Yeah.
Here's what you do on your Minecraft streams, though. In the title, put PC Minecraft.
No, screw them.
Now you have to start.
But then it looks like politically
Insta-
correct Minecraft.
You don't have to
Politically
cater to
correct
them. Yeah.
Politically
Welcome
correct.
to another live stream of Politically Correct Minecraft.
Oh
My name is Dan Marr.
Oh my God. Nope. Sorry.
You don't have to bow to that kind of pressure, Dan.
I refuse. I absolutely refuse. They can get over it.
I'd say, if you're playing Xbox Minecraft, make that delineation, because I did watch some of those Let's Plays thinking it was the PC version and going, why the heck is their crafting table like hand holding them through how to build stuff? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have that. Like, oh,
It's
you
a
have
mod.
two sticks and
It's a mod.
a rock. You can automatically make a shovel for you. What? I had to figure that out on my own.
I like that better. It's so hard to like. I don't want a mouse cursor when I'm playing a console game, and that's
Yeah.
what they would
Yeah.
have. That's the alternative. So
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
I was
But
okay with
it's
that.
just funny. It's like, here's how to build everything.
Not
See, I
everybody who
actually,
plays on console has a PC either. So they
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to look up those recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole. That was the whole purpose of them making it that way.
Yeah, I spent so much time on wiki guides. It'd be nice to have something in game.
No, I'm not blessed enough to work at make an audiobook. So I work at Walmart, and I had some when Minecraft for Xbox first came out. I had some lady come up to me and she's like, "I'm looking for this game for my son. They made it like in the '80s or something. You know, the graphics are real old, and you make these, you build stuff." And I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, "Are you talking about Minecraft?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I think that's it." I'm like, "It's not from the '80s, really?" Do you know what
Wow.
you're talking about?
That's basically what my wife says every time I'm like she comes home and I'm like deep in Minecraft. She's like, I just don't get it. Everything looks like it's from 1986, and you just walk around. Like, how do you win? What do you do? I'm just like, you just build stuff or you destroy stuff. You can do whatever you want. That's
You
the
know,
point.
You can play with your eyes, opened or closed.
Or while
No,
you do
if
the
she-
shopping.
You got to get her to play because I bet you if she played, she would like it.
I think she would, but she doesn't listen.
It's
She doesn't
weird
listen.
because Minecraft has that.
Closed?
Everybody who makes fun of Minecraft and when they try it, they play it. All of a sudden, they like it. Like
Yeah.
That's
The
weird.
first thing people say when they see Minecraft for the first time is, "What is this crap? What is this garbage?"
never-
yeah,
said
they
that.
first see it.
I did.
It's one of those games though you can't describe. Like when someone's like, "So what is Minecraft?" You're like, you got some blocks, you build stuff." You're like, "Well, that sounds stupid." And then
Yeah,
play
and then they see
shut
it, they
their
think
hook.
it's even stupid. They go, "Oh my god, this is stupid," and then
Graphics
when they
are
play
so
it, all of a sudden they're addicted to it. Oh man, I did this thing in Minecraft the other day. It's like,
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
I hated it.
I'm an
I was-
anomaly.
I was a huge holdout on Minecraft. I was like, nope, not. I mean, I read about it when it first came out in like alpha, beta, and people were writing
Yeah.
articles on it and stuff. And I was just like, maybe. And then, it had been out for a long time before I finally jumped on one of Dan's live streams and was just like, Minecraft community, make me your brother and convince me to play Minecraft.
Everyone in that stream was like on him.
It was
Get
great.
this game.
Funny.
So I jumped in, and they were like following me around, making signposts for the first things I ever did. Like, Drew's first coal, God bless.
That's
Drew's first
funny.
shovel, God bless. It was a very welcoming community. I felt like
And-
I was really a part of something.
And there are games that have come out since Minecraft
Oh my god.
have that same 3D environment, but are more realistic looking and stuff. And I thought that would be better, but it's not.
It's not.
Nothing compares to
And
Minecraft.
Rust.
I'm sorry, but it just doesn't.
Rust,
It's just-
even Rust.
Yeah, even Rust.
It's
I
Well,
got
ever
not the
bored of
same.
that real quick. It's like, what the heck?
Well, when
I'll always
Minecraft
have
came
Minecraft.
out, so many. I think that's the most copied game, other than the first-person shooter genre, of course. But like, it is so overdone now. You have your voxel-based games that got real popular, and then you got these ones that are like Rust and these where you build and you craft. And I'm not saying none of them are good, but it's getting annoying. Like, I just stick with Minecraft.
That's why this week's Indie Spotlight was doomed and damned, because it's nothing like that. It's a platformer, and I think now platformers are gonna, again, we're gonna go through that transition where it's like, okay, I'm done with voxel games. Show me an indie game that's just like an arcade, just a gritty, like cool arcade. Like, let me just run through a game again. And that's why I appreciate this, because there's no crafting, there's no nothing special. It's just play this. So you're right, it's saturated. Now, not only is it saturated in terms of live streams and YouTube videos, it's saturated in terms of indie gamers trying to make rip-offs or trying to
Yeah.
benefit off the success of Minecraft.
What are the Xbox Live Arcade or whatever with the indie games they got? All of them are just like what they got, Fortress Craft and some other stuff that are
all
all
these
just
different-
knockoffs of Minecraft. I mean, you go to the App Store on the Android, you got the Minecraft app, and then you actually have one that is higher rated because it's like half the price. It's called like Craft Mine or something stupid. And it's just because with Minecraft you can't copyright, even you can't like trademark the game because all it is it's such a simple idea. You can almost copy the dang game and call it your own. So a lot of people do that. They just copy it a little bit and change a texture here and there and say it's a whole new game.
World Crafter.
Yeah.
World Crafter.
I believe I actually have seen that one.
World
Of course.
Crafter. Yeah, there's ones that do really well though. Like we talked about not long ago, Craft the World, and the first thing you think is, oh, here we go again. But actually, Craft the World is a lot different in its own respect. and that's why it sucks that they put the name Craft in the title, just because it's such a good game, and I don't want them to have that stigma. And now it's going to do the opposite for you. Instead of another game with the word craft in it, it's like another game with the word craft in it. Bye.
Yeah, just like, the heck.
I don't know. Even unsimilar games like the people say, oh, they're unique. They wouldn't have happened without Minecraft. You got Terraria and Starbound, like for example. They aren't clones of Minecraft, but since it's voxelated and you dig and you mine and you gain materials, the idea came from Minecraft. If Minecraft would have never happened, I don't even know what gaming would look like today. Like it's so saturated with these clones.
Yeah. But if Minecraft never happened, we wouldn't have a lot of the things we have now that are awesome.
I wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. This podcast wouldn't exist. The world of indie games might still be very, very unknown.
Indie games all of a sudden just blossomed after Minecraft, man. It's just like that's all we have now is indie games.
Yeah,
God
like,
bless Notch.
What's an indie game? It's like, it's a game made by a few people in their living room one day. Like, that sounds pretty cool. Like, it's better than stupid EA.
Here we go again.
Why, you just had to get that in there.
What? Sorry. Come on. Guys act like I said something bad. We do got to get close to wrapping up here, but before we do, I wanted to let you guys know that lots of changes. No Tag Team Tuesday this week. We're looking at changing around some time frames and days and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that. And other than that, also, we're on iTunes, for those of you who can't make it to the live show. So for those of you who are in the live show right now and didn't know, we're on iTunes. Check out everythingnoob.com. Link is over there. For those of you listening on iTunes, Stitcher, yes, indeed. If you don't have an Apple anything, you can search for the Stitcher app. Or if you're listening and you're like, I really wish I could see their stupid faces live, then hit up twitch.tv/enoobs. Jemmy looks really offended by that. Everyone else is like, yeah, I got a dumb face. And Jemmy's like, hey.
I worked really hard on this dumb face
I was going to say,
tonight.
Jemmy looks the nicest of all of us tonight, I think.
Yes, if you want to see our dumb faces and Jemmy, you can check us out on twitch.tv/enoobs. And, yes, all the places. And also, if you're on iTunes, a rating can do wonders for our show's growth. 1 rating. Hit the stars, say something nice about it if you want, or just give a truthful, rating of your experience, and that would be awesome. So
yes.
We really appreciate it. Always, always, always.
Yeah.
So,
Huzzah.
any last thoughts before we wrap up here?
If you're hungry for more podcasts, you can check out Drew and Dan Digress, which is the one that Vortak and I do. We did that earlier today. That'll be up soon, hopefully tonight. And you can go to Drew and Dan Digress.
It's only a half hour long, right?
Yeah, it's a half-hour show. It's not quite as much of a commitment as this show in terms of your listening time.
Half the commitment. Just kidding.
Half the commitment, half the show.
But
With your
Same
eyes
quality.
closed or open.
Dan, I want you to know you don't have a stupid face, all right?
Right. Exactly.
Oh, I
That'd
said
be
that about myself. It's okay.
You can find that other podcast at drewanddandigress.com. Plug.
Plug.
Yeah,
Dark Newt, subscribe.
there you go.
Also, yes. And Dark Newt is going to be on the show all the
Gaming.
time now. We didn't get to announce that.
Yes.
Jemmy's like, damn it. So you just look down like that? Did you see that?
I looked at my mouse pad.
It's a picture of me.
She's like,
Our new swag that we're about to start rolling out
The Dark Newt
in
mouse
honor
pad.
of his joining.
Great, now we got to do that.
People are
Dark
going to
Newt
be
mouse
typing in the
pads.
chat. Yeah, where's my Dark Newt swag? Guys,
I'm going to start selling those on my channel.
Hashtag
Sure.
Dark Newt swag.
I'm starting that Twitter trend.
There you go.
Oh, I have Twitter plans for tonight.
Oh, yeah?
We'll roll that out. You'll see it in like 30 minutes.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's going to be awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you for hitting up the live stream if you did. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening on our audio feed via iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you found us. And we will see you next week with another episode of the Everything Noob podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Everything Noob podcast. Be sure to visit everythingnoob.com for previous episodes, show notes, host bios, and blogs. And while you're there, feel free to write us with any questions, comments, or suggestions you may have. Don't forget to check out the links to our Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch TV channel as well. On behalf of the noobs, see you next week, and happy gaming.